Greetings folks, it is I, Toothache, and we are here once again with a guide for Dynasty Warriors 3. In this we are going for the fourth weapon for Zhang Fei. So we have to go back to the Battle of Chang Ban. Obviously back on Liu Bei's fortress. And Zhang Fei, here we go. Alright, equipment, here we are, the third weapon we're going to go to, but the fourth weapon we're going to get is attack 47, no element this time, but it does have attack 29, defense 58, mounted attack 56, mounted defense 57, and Musou Charge 24. So very powerful for a horse rider or, just in general. But we're going to go with this third weapon here. I'm going to change some of this setup. With some armor, let's get some attack in. There we are, and that should do. Let's begin. All right.
From this battle. Protect the people on the way to Han Shui.
I, Zhang Liao, will oppose you.
I shall give my life in defense of Lord Liu Bei. Leave my lord's unit to me. Not even a dog will pass.
So with this battle we've got to do something a little different than the last time we were here. Last time we had Zhao Yun's fourth weapon. And this time we've got to do something very different. After we've beaten up Zhang Liao and Xiahou, we're going to go ahead and let the battle sort of take place and take care of itself. Alright, Xiahou's around here somewhere, so let's find him.
Impressive. They are strong.
And there he is.
You wish to fight me? How amusing.
Alrighty then. Alright, so the fourth weapon requirements is you have to lead one of the enemy generals to where the Chang Ban bridge is, and that will trigger a cutscene with Zhang Fei, basically shouting them down, which is in reference to what historically is supposed to have done to scare Cao Cao's troops away. You also have to defeat Xiahou, which I managed to do here, and Yuan. And that will give you the fourth weapon. I could ignore Zhang Liao, and that might be a slightly better thing to do. But once again, I'm going to go and clear out this top area first. But I'm going to leave the bottom area more or less untouched for a little bit. I hope Liu Bei stays alive until then. Because in order to lead the general, an enemy general to the gate, they need to make their way through your troops. As you can see at the start of the battle, both the enemies from the south and enemies from the north were both blocked off by troops in the way. I think it's Zhuge Liang in the north, and I think, let me double check, I think there's a unit in the south here. Yeah, the units here with the peasants. in the south that will get in the way of enemies coming in. So by the time that Cao Cao arrives, I'm going to basically ignore the area around Cao Cao, and I'm going to wait around, essentially. That's really all I can do. See if I can find where I left my horse. It's around here somewhere. Let's try not to get knocked dizzy, shall we? And there's my horse, but I may as well clear out some of these archers because they'll just be back to annoy me later when I have to go and defeat Cao Cao. It is possible, if things get too bad for my forces, that I could trigger the alternate win condition with Liu Bei, but I suspect not. But for now, I'm just sort of killing time until Cao Cao's forces arrive. So let's head south towards the bridge, and I'll show you exactly which bridge I'm talking about. I could go off to the west and defeat Zhu Huang and maybe Zhang Fei. So we got Zhao Yun's troops which are blocking the way. And this is the bridge I'm talking about. This is the bridge that I have to lead one of the enemy generals to. And it'll be easier for me really doing it from the south. Once Cao Cao's troops arrive, they will bring with him Cao Hong from the south, and there's already Zhu Zhu and Li Dayan down there. So if I start defeating a few troops up here, they'll be more likely to proceed. So there's Li Dayan already, you just saw a glimpse of him there in the background. And here comes Cao Cao's troops. So what they'll do, they'll take out the gate.
You intend to end it here at Chang Ban? Listen, I will join this unit and we will cut off the enemy's pursuit.
Yeah, they'll take out the gate in the southwest, which in the southeast, sorry, which they've already done. And now I have to sort of wait. Zhao forces have already been freed up of attacking, so they're going to head away, possibly meet up with Liu Bei. So while they're doing that, I'll be able to allow Li Dayan, possibly, trying to lead him up, and looks like Liu Bei is in trouble already. I mean, he gets a lot of forces around him to protect him, but he can be taken out very quickly. And there's also the possibility of Zhuge Liang being taken out, and he's already in trouble too. In which case, I'll be able to lead either Cao Cao or one of his sub-officers to the gate. But it looks like in the south, these guys are getting caught up a little. So I'm going to try and do this, clear the way without triggering Li Dayan, but it looks like that's not going to happen. I think maybe what I need to do is allow Zhuge Liang to be defeated, and he'll come in from the north, and that'll approach the gate that way. And once again, Liu Bei is screaming out for help, which is no good. There's Cao Hong. Cao Hong is attached to Cao Cao's forces.
We must not fall behind.
So yes, part of this is going to be allowing the enemy to do some damage to your troops, unfortunately. And Zhuge Liang's been taken down, which means the rest of the troops around there are going to be swallowed up, and then they'll start chasing towards the south and towards you. So
You're mine.
after beating up Zushu, I'm going to go to the bridge and then I'm going to wait there.
I beat the enemy general.
Since it won't be long before the enemy troops catch up, and then I'm going to go rescue Liu Bei.
I didn't know you were this good of a warrior.
While I'm there, I may be able to defeat Cao Ren, who took out Zhuge Liang, and maybe, I think it's Yu Jin who hangs around there, or maybe someone else. But as you can see, I'm at the bridge, and the enemies are starting to head south, but they're chewing their way through the remnants of Zhuge Liang's forces. Sort of have to let them go in order to lead the enemy down here. So yeah, this battle you sort of have to lose a little bit in order to win, or at least win the fourth weapon. So if I chew through some of these units here. Some Cow's already here. He's already heading south towards me. His morale's already up to the max. So before long he should actually catch up to the bridge, and that will allow me to trigger the cutscene. There's only a handful of troops there, like about enough I could count on one finger, or one hand, sorry. One finger. So here they come now. Here's Cow's forces, what's left of them. You have to be really careful that Liu Bei doesn't get killed. It is possible for you to go to Liu Bei, rescue him, and then head back towards the bridge, but it might be possible that I'm missing a general entirely. The more of these troops I chew through, the more I'll be able to lead a general to the bridge, since they're heading south anyway. Here comes Cao Ren. Will this be enough? Maybe it can't be a sub-officer, maybe it has to be a main officer. But I'm knocking Cow's forces' morale down a little bit, which is good. Let's get rid of some of these bowmen. They'll just be a pain otherwise. I'm not worried about my horse for the moment. Can I get some of these forces to follow me? Looks like they're heading this way. He says. Then they suddenly disappear. It's because Chen Zhen's here and he's distracting them. So what I'll do, I'll take out these last few archers and the rest of the enemies should move forward.
We can't hold them.
So there's Liu Bei's navy arriving, which means there's also the possibility of triggering the alternate win condition. So I will have to make sure I get these guys to attack me and let these generals approach the gates as best I can. What are you waiting for anyway? You're just kind of sitting there in the background, and it's like, I'm right here. I can lead you further than this. Let's see if this will do the trick. So there's Karen. I just keep some aggression on them. We might just keep going. Bodyguards are helping to some extent to keep them in place. But it seems like the Morkan tend to head off to the right there and catch up with Liu Bei's forces, which is not good for me. Yeah, let's see. It's like herding cats, only we're herding generals instead, which makes things really annoying. Here we are.
I'm Zhang Fei of Yuan. Come, I shall make you fear death.
So that's the cutscene I was talking about, where he basically shouts and terrifies Cao Cao's forces. Now that that's done, I'm going to make my way to Liu Bei and rescue him from a terrible fate. Not sure if I can actually go this way. Looks like I can.
Where are the reinforcements?
No, apparently not. So we'd have to head south in order to head through the lower path and catch up to Liu Bei. I just hope he stays alive long enough in order to catch him. So yeah, this fourth weapon can be real tricky because you sort of have to let Cao Cao's forces win a little. Can't just dominate the battlefield like you normally would. I'm not worried about Cao Cao's forces for now. I mean, I've managed to knock their morale down to 6 from 8, so that does make a little bit of a difference. Should make it a little easier to keep Liu Bei's forces alive. And yeah, archers once again are a pain in the butt, but I put the Musou armor on, so they're not going to stop me, which is good. Shenzhen's finally down. Been hanging around for a while. So in doing this, I should trigger another cutscene where Zhang Fei will be riding to Liu Bei's rescue. Knock some enemies around while I'm at it. Can find Xiahou Yuan. There he is, next to Liu Bei.
I eat people like that for lunch.
Groovy. Hold my targets in one place. Yeah, typical. Right, finally. So we got all the requirements, now we just have to wait for the weapon to appear.
Not yet.
And managed to rescue Liu Bei in the process. Bonza.
We must fight well.
Oh right. Didn't expect that. It's actually a supply unit. And the supply unit has appeared right at the south there, so let's rush back and try and catch it before it escapes. It's a pretty annoying thing to do, after all that. Maybe rescue some peasants while I'm here as well.
The people are the foundation of the country. I can't seem to protect them.
There's Karen again. Eugene. And I believe that's a supply unit heading south, and notice a red dot making its way slowly north through the map, sorry. And Liu Bei's in danger again, typically. If I'd known this was going to happen, I would have defeated Zhang Fei first. But this just makes things a little more interesting, doesn't it? Will he escape? Or will he be worm food? Nope, that's that. So, supply unit has been defeated, got the 4th weapon. Now I can head back and either rescue Liu Bei, or I can just defeat Cao Cao. Let's see if I can attempt it. Let's attempt to trigger the alternate win condition while I'm here. Since things are not going in my favour, troops are being scattered all the time. But I will need to make sure I defeat Zhang Fei and give myself a free passage to the boat. This is a little more tricky, but just makes it more fun, as far as I'm concerned. I could really do with chipping Cao Cao's forces morale down some more, but I don't have time for that at the minute. Let's just dash over, defeat Zhang Fei, and see what I can do in order to trigger this alternate win condition. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll just have to go and defeat Cao Cao, but it'd be good to show off during these videos as well. There's Yuling, but I'm going to ignore him for the minute. Here's Zhang Fei.
This battlefield will be your last.
I'm a terrible juggler in real life, but in this game I seem to do alright with it. So Zhang Fei's bit the dust. Let's see how many troops I can clear out as a result.
Death can be a beautiful thing.
Things should be a little easier anyway, and more and more of Cao Cao's Liu Bei's forces are getting chewed alive. If I hang around Liu Bei, everything should be alright. Should be able to clear out most of these. Some of Zhang Fei's forces have already caught up as well. And there's Karen as well, so I may as well put him in his place finally. Could have taken him out a while back, but the only reason they're screaming out for assistance is because Cao Cao's morale has got so high. If I start chipping away at it and knocking it down, it should be alright. Cao Cao does have access to a gate in the south, far southeast of the map where Zhu was located. So yeah, here comes a swarm of Zhu Huang's units, so he's probably close by now. That's Zhang Fei sub-officer. He's around somewhere. Forget the guy's name for the minute, but he's around. It's Xiahou. See. So if he's there, then Yuan will not be far behind. In case you're not familiar, the alternate win condition is for Liu Bei and all his forces to make the way to where the boats are located in the far southwest. You saw them come in a few minutes into the battle. Get rid of those archers. I don't think there is any peasants left, to be honest. Let's double check something. Unit info. Oh, there's a couple. There's Mifang and there's Sun Qian. But I don't see them lasting long, especially with Cao Cao around at this point. He's chased us all the way here. So I may just have to defeat Cao Cao after all. It was worth a try going for the alternate win condition, but I don't seem to be able to get it on this attempt. Doesn't matter. I can win either way. But it's worth a try. It is harder to pull off inevitably, because you have to keep forces alive long enough. But Cao Cao gains morale quickly on this map, so it's very hard to balance, especially on hard mode. Gets a little easier on the easier difficulties, I've noticed. Because you can keep your forces alive much easier, or you can kill off enemies that you need to. Easier enough. Yeah, you have to lead all of the peasant troops that are attached to 5 of your your ally generals. Should have known that was going to happen sooner or later.
It cannot end here. Not yet.
But that's okay. So, interesting map indeed, or an interesting challenge, but managed to pull it off. What am I waiting for here? Hitting the wrong button, that's why. So yeah, with this one you have to let yourself lose a little bit in order to win the weapon. But that's basically it. Flick through all these items I'm not going to need. Typical. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, folks. I will see you in the next video. Take care.